Greetings, fellow Whovians. Hope you're having a good week so far. Well, today we're going to be taking our look at the Fourth Doctor era with, sadly, the final story featuring my favorite companion, Sarah Jane Smith. That's right, today we're going to be looking at The Hand of Fear. Here we go. Millennia ago on the planet Castria, a traitor criminal named Eldrad is sentenced to death for his crimes, including the destruction of the barriers that had kept the Solar Winds at bay. A pod containing the criminal is obliterated, but his hand survives. Dun dun dun! In the present day, the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith arrive in the TARDIS in a quarry and are caught up in a quarrying explosion. Sarah Jane is rendered unconscious, but in that state makes contact with the fossilized hand, its ring placing her under its control. The Doctor takes her to a local hospital, where the mesmeric power of the hand becomes more complete, and both Sarah Jane and a pathologist called Dr. Carter are brought under its control. Sarah Jane heads for the nearest nuclear generator, the Nuntung complex, where she causes a crisis by breaking into the reactor with the hand. It seems to thrive on radiation and begins to regenerate, growing back its missing finger and moving around unaided. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The head of the complex, Professor Watson, remains at his post when the reactor goes critical. He offers the Doctor aid and advice in trying to get to Sarah Jane, despite Carter attempting to stop the Doctor before falling to his death. Eventually, the Doctor is able to reach Sarah Jane and knocks her down, but not before the hand has absorbed a significant amount of radiation. Retreating, the Doctor takes his companion to the medical center. The hand's ring next takes over a nuclear operative named Driscoll, who is manipulated into bringing the hand into the reactor core while everyone else flees the complex. An RAF bombing raid simply adds to the available radiation and allows Eldrad to regenerate into a fully humanoid form. Finding herself in a female form, she uses her powers to learn from the Doctor why the humans have attempted to destroy her. Eldrad convinces him to take her back to Castria, explaining that she created the solar barriers that enable her people to thrive, claiming that they were subsequently destroyed when Castria was caught in the middle of an interstellar war. The Doctor, Sarah Jane, and Eldrad travel in the TARDIS to Castria in the present time, 150 million years after she left. They find a barren and frozen world, with a few signs of civilization many floors below ground. Eldrad is seemingly caught and destroyed by one of a series of traps while traveling with the Doctor to a regeneration chamber. Eldrad emerges in his true masculine form, however, then commences a tirade against King Rokon upon seeing a hologram of him. Admitting that he destroyed the barriers during his attempt to usurp the Castrian leadership, Eldrad finds the remains of Rokon and learns from a pre-recorded message that the Castrian race accepted extinction over living a miserable existence underground, destroying the race banks in case Eldrad returned. When Eldrad decides to make his new empire on Earth, the Doctor trips the would-be tyrant into an abyss, keeping the Castrian's ring to ensure he cannot regenerate. Not long after departure in the TARDIS, the Doctor receives a telepathic summons to Gallifrey and declares he cannot take Sarah Jane with him. This news upsets her after everything they have been through together and, packing her belongings, she states her intention to leave. The Doctor returns to Earth, where she tells the Doctor not to forget her. As the TARDIS dematerializes, Sarah Jane realizes the Doctor has not left her in Hilby Road as planned, and probably not even in South Croydon. Oh, Doctor. Oh, boy. Anyway, let's get some continuity and production elements of the story. When the Doctor prepares to hypnotize Sarah Jane, she says, "Oh no, not again," referring to her earlier hypnosis by the Doctor in Terror of the Zygons. When Sladen announced her intention to leave the series, Sarah Jane was originally supposed to be killed off in a pseudo-historical story involving aliens and the French Foreign Legion. Douglas Camfield, who was supposed to write the scripts, was unavailable to do so, however. Yay! This was much to Sladen's relief, as she did not want Sarah to be killed or married off. Sladen also asked that Sarah Jane's departure not be the main focus of the story, as she felt the program was about the Doctor, not the companion. Baker and Martin intentionally did not write Sarah Jane's departure scene. Instead, the script for that scene was written by Sladen and Tom Baker based upon Robert Holmes's original version. Cool, I guess. The original script for this story featured an aging Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, who had been moved from unit to the Extraterrestrial Xenological Intelligence Task Force to study UFO activities. He was to be killed when he steered his spaceship into an Omegan kamikaze ship to prevent that ship from crashing into Earth. Okay. This was not filmed due to Nicholas Courtney being unavailable. The original script also featured Harry Sullivan, and Miss Jackson was a nameless male. Okay. Director Lenny Main built up the part, changed the gender, and cast his wife Frances Pigeon in the role. Eldred's home was originally identified as the black hole Omega 4.6, where Robert Holmes pointed out to Bob Baker and Dave Martin that the name Omega had already appeared in Doctor Who and the Three Doctors. Ironically, this story was also written by Baker and Martin. They changed the name to Castria. Good idea. A real-life quarry explosion was filmed for the episode. A rumor persisted for many years that a camera was totally destroyed in the blast. The DVD commentary makes clear that this was a fan myth. Good. The nuclear power station was originally supposed to be the Newton Power Complex of the Claws of Axos, but was renamed Nunton Experimental Complex instead. Okay. The real location was the Old Barry Nuclear Power Station in Gloucestershire. Nearby Thornbury was used for the closing scene. In the final scene, Sarah Jane whistles the tune and Daddy Wouldn't Buy Me a Bow Wow. Since Sladen wasn't able to whistle, relatable, director Lenny Main provided the whistling while Sladen mimed to it. Nice. So overall, this is a pretty interesting story, and as a departure story for Sarah Jane, it works pretty well. And like I said, I'm glad it's not, and I was really happy that wasn't the main focus of the story, so yeah. So overall, I give The Hand of Fear 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me next week as we take a look at the only Doctor Who story, well, the classicer anyway, to not feature a companion. That's right, we're going to Gallifrey in The Deadly Assassin. So, until then, this is Hoovy and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've a versatility of the neutron flow. Would you like a chili, baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.